And we back picking up with some hot Nova. The world of the Manila Acapulco's galleons. In the 16th century, like we was breaking down, the Spanish Manila galleons, laden in the Chinese goods crewed by the Filipinos, sailed from the East Indies to North America, reaching the California coast by following the route across the Pacific. The Spanish ships then would sail along the coast, following California current towards Acapulco in Mexico. This connection established the first direct link between Asia and California coastline, driven by the lucrative trade between the China and Spanish Empire. The East Indies connection. The Manila in the Philippines became a crucial Spanish outpost for exchange of goods between the Americas and the Asians. Book reference in the background for you on what we're breaking down from the East Indies into the West Indies. Now, taking that journey from the East Indies, which is up there by Alaska, they're traveling in their boats, as you can see. Crusader crosses, and they're making their way down the Pacific into the far north, into Acapulco destination. Now, the trans-Pacific slave trade of the 16th century, 17th century, which transported enslaved people primarily of the South and Southeast Asian descent from Manila to colonial Mexico and Mexico, these individuals were collectively pejoratively called Chinos, the Spanish word for Chinese, regardless of their actual origin. Book reference, the East India Company, like you can see in the far back. From the Manila to Mexico, Spain's Manila galleons created a trade route between the colonies in Asia and the Americas. While best known for transporting luxury goods, the galleons also transported tens of thousands of enslaved people. And once the 1800s start rolling around there, the boys will still be coming in. 1840, birthplace China. Occupation, laborer, race, Mexican. Relationship to household, other. Father's birthplace, mother's birthplace, China. 1880. So as you can see, once they come in, they will get a reclassification. Another book reference also, Asian slaves in colonial Mexico, which is what we were breaking down a little bit. And then I have an illustration in the background for you, right? Peep the date up there, 1870. In the census record I just showed from 1840, it looks like they're climbing a wall. And since they was coming from up there off the Indian subcontinent, over there by Bangladesh, India and Pakistan, they're going to be speaking a style of Arabic from the Chinese script that you can see at the bottom, because they are going to be that first wave of the Arabic Chinese people. As you can see from the writing right here of Genghis Khan, and then you can see in the backdrop the Arabic script, and you can see the similarities. This is what you're going to break down again as the Khans, but they're called the Beys, the original copper color Beys. Also, later on in the 19th century, another form of forced labor involving the Chinese people was the coolie trade, which emerged in the 19th century following the abolition of African slave trade. While technically a system of indentured servitude, the conditions were so harsh that the contemporaries often equate it to slavery. Recruitment and trafficking. For Chinese laborers were often recruited through deception, kidnapping, coercion by Chinese agents hired by the colonial interests. They were held in filthy barracoons before being stripped overseas. The destination and routes. Coolies were sent across the world to work on plantations, mines, and railroads. Major destinations include the Americas, Peru, Cuba, west coast of the United States, Caribbean, British, Trinidad, Jamaica, Australia, etc. Map reference of that location, traveling to the far north. Stay tuned for the next video, because going into the 1800s, that'll take you into how we was classifying the Chinese and the Caucasians as Indians to work and be on the land. Flocka.